Hello, everybody. Mile High Podcast. It's your boy Bobby. Got Andy over there lighting one up.
Coming at you with the SK once again.
SK episode 6.
110, January 10th, 2018. First one of the new year. Shit, man. I ain't seen you since last year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year.
All right.
Hopefully everybody got home safe. Still got 2 kidneys that work the right way. Nobody got the herp. Happy New Year.
I'm sure somebody got it.
Well, statistically speaking, probably about 25% of
Right. 1 out of 4 people got it.
But at least you got laid on New Year's, so you got that going for you.
Right.
Yeah, but it's been a long month since I've been out here in Denver, and I missed it like crazy. I was down in Minneapolis a couple times, and was I here since that show that we had?
No.
We were talking about the show.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the big show with the Nelly and T.I.
Yeah, Nelly and T.I. pretty much sold out. It was almost 3,000 people, and No Fuck Around Gang represented fully. Shout out to my band and all my people. Everybody came through. We wowed the promoter with our advertising, marketing, and our people we had come out. So shout out to all the people who came out to see us at the show too. Thanks a lot for helping us get these future opportunities.
Yeah, from all the stuff I seen online, man, they're saying you guys stole the show.
Yep.
It's a live bound, the fucking coordinated gear, everybody in the crowd wearing No Fuck Around.
Yeah, man, the team's working hard. It's nice to have. We got 14 people in the squad now, and we got a couple other people we're looking to add pretty soon. I mean, this thing's about to be a goddamn juggernaut, and we're planning. I'll drop a couple names right now, but they're not for sure. But it's possible that on 420 we're bringing out Evidence of Dilated Peoples, Planet Asia, and Defari from the Living Legends all in one show.
That'd be huge.
Which for any of you hip hop heads out there, that's a lot of bars. That's a lot of hip hop heritage. Asia's on the West Coast now, but he's from all over the place. If you guys don't know Planet Asia, he's like, if you like Royce the 5'9", you also like Planet Asia. He's that type of MC. It's just ferocious as hell, and he'll tear your fucking head off.
I think I've heard the name. I don't know that I've ever heard any of his stuff though.
He's actually got a couple tracks with Eminem, so I don't know like if he's from Detroit or what his situation is, but he's a really colorful MC with the way he phrases stuff and really intelligent. And yeah, so I'm excited to have that on the prospective calendar right now. And I won't even go so far as to drop the name we're trying to bring in March, but we're finally trying to take the step from being the opening act to being the promoter. We're going to be having like hour-long sets instead of begging for 30 minutes, and we're going to be investing in the shows and making money back off them, at least on a 50-50 basis with a local promoter. So for everybody who's up there listening in Minneapolis, there's big things to come from No Fuck Around Gang 2018. But enough about me and my team. What you been up to?
Doing the thing up here in Colorado, living my life. That's how we do it.
You guys had a Christmas, a little bit alcohol-related Christmas special, you said, that we're debating if we air or what?
Oh, yeah. So, I was confusing Christmas and New Year's, but Christmas, yeah, I had a couple of the boys come over. Just decided to fiddle around with the mics, see what it would sound like. I think we're a little bit too drunk. I think I sounded like a little bit of a drunk idiot.
Was there any funny drunk in there, though?
Oh, there was some decent segments. It was about an hour and a half. I think I edited down to about an hour. And I went back and listened to it again, like the full edited version, and it was all right. I mean, I thought my boy Jeff, man, I was impressed with him more than myself. Like, I'm thinking maybe all of us are too drunk and shit,
Sure.
and I'm thinking I'm going to go back and listen to them, and they're going to be sounding like drunk dumbasses, and then I'm the one who sounds like a drunk dumbass. Every other word is fuck, incoherent thoughts that ramble on for like 5 minutes and shit.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe one day we'll release it next Christmas.
What about, yeah, I was going to say some kind of, I mean, you could chop it down to even just 15 or 20 minutes of just the funniest, dumbest shit.
Right.
But who knows? Content's content.
Right.
People might listen to it while it's drunk, and it might make perfect sense to them then.
Yeah, right.
You gotta just have your decoder ears on.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's been a good month. Happy to be back. Be here for a few days. You guys can look forward to. This is episode 6, and I'm sure we'll get probably 7, 8, and maybe even 9 done before I head out. I'm actually going back to Minneapolis this weekend for guess what? See the Vikings hopefully pound the shit out of the Saints.
You already buy your ticket?
I'm doing it this afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't want to tell people how cheap the tickets are until you buy yours, but ain't nobody gonna hear this until
No. Yeah, but people back home, Minneapolis, if you hear this, I'm looking for people to party with that day. I'm gonna be going with one other person, but if you got a tailgating spot down there, or you live close to there, or like whatever the deal is, let us know where you're gonna be this Sunday, starting at about noon. We'll be out there. And the game's at 3:40 Minnesota time. So I'm excited as hell, but then yeah, I'll be back here and we'll get some more podcasts done. You guys wouldn't believe it. It's fucking almost 60 degrees out here in Denver. Like, even looking 10 days into the forecast, it's between 52 and 58, like almost every single day.
It's beautiful.
Get your ass out to Denver if you ain't been here, for God's sakes.
It's beautiful, but it's also kind of scary, man.
It's the greatest pilgrimage in American pop culture, and if there ever was another one, I think there probably was, like the San Francisco or Woodstock.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a few pretty cool migrations.
I'd say the big hippie movement in San Francisco is probably the only other thing.
Yeah.
It's close to like
People are, yeah, because Woodstock was so just a couple of days, but that was really transformative for a lot of people still in a lot of ways spiritually, and like they came away from there way different.
No, yeah, for sure.
But people are coming out here and starting entire lives and making millions and like finding great relationships, and it's really cool. It's really cool, and it's got a lot more to do. It doesn't surprise me that weed is the accelerant for all that shit. But it's a lot deeper than weed for anybody who just wants to be like, oh, they're just going out there to get high.
That's why a lot of the native people here, they call themselves natives. They don't like everybody coming here for the weed game, because now everybody's finding about all the other cool shit in Colorado too, and it was like their little secret for a long time.
Right.
Now marijuana is a gateway drug. It's the gateway to finding out about other cool shit.
Yeah, it's the gateway to Denver's overpopulation. And once the secret gets out that it's fucking 60 degrees in January out here almost every day, there's going to be another flux of people who don't even fucking smoke weed who just want to be out here.
Well, I'm feeling like with it becoming legal in Cali, maybe
Yeah.
some of the growth here is going to slow down, because there's fucking plenty of available land in California when nobody lives out in the fucking mountains, and
Yeah.
you can see whole communities starting to pop up, but they got their reg shit's all fucked up, man. They don't have any of their shit straightened out. Like,
There's only 100 and some people in the whole state who are allowed to sell that shit.
yeah, and like a lot of the people who have their rec licenses and are supposed to be ready to start selling on January 1st, they're not ready. Like a very small percentage of all the places that were supposed to be ready to go on January 1st actually opened and were able to start selling.
I just feel like it's just kind of a formality. We've been legal in California for so fucking long already.
Well, their rec law that they tried to put through, I don't know a ton about it, but I remember when it first was like put on the ballot, and a lot of people who knew a little bit more about the legal marijuana game, who have like the experience in Colorado of how shit went and everything, they were looking at the California bill. I don't remember exactly what it was about it, but there was something about it where they were like, this isn't a good bill. I get it, everybody wants it to be fucking recreationally legal out here, but this isn't the one that we necessarily want to put through.
Yeah, right.
Like, we don't want to just see the first bill that has recreational on it and just vote yes automatically.
That's ignorant, yeah.
So maybe part of their holdups with getting everything opened and going up there has to do with the way they put all these extra restrictions in.
Yeah, and you know there would be, there's always somebody trying to. I saw if the proponents, the people who are against it, are willing to concede and allow it to pass, they're going to have something tied into that legislation that benefits them.
Exactly. And that's what it was. It was like the little fucking back stuff written into the law that the regular guy doesn't think about, but all these fucking business owners and people involved in the economics of it are like, well, we can still make money here.
Yep. That page 40, small print. Speaking of genius negotiators and businessmen, and we're so not talking about Donald Trump, is Mr. Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
The head of the crazy Amazon, the 90 billion head Amazon creature that is taking over our universe.
He's now officially the richest man in history. He's made $6 billion.
Hold on now. Is that American history? Is that verifiable U.S. currency? Because what are you trying to tell me, that there's no Saudi prince
Yeah, I think those guys aren't taken into consideration because I don't know that there's even any way to figure out how rich some of those people really are.
They didn't report to us.
No.
And it's a secret.
Yeah.
And they got fucking treasure troves of gold hiding places and shit. But
as far as people that we actually know of and that their finances are tracked,
if you do the world's richest people, he's still, and I Google that, he's still on top of it.
Yeah.
But instead of Bill Gates being second or third or fourth or whatever, there is some guy from the Middle East up there that I've never heard of.
That's probably just a
Or
small
Dubai
percentage of it. That dude's probably like a quadrillionaire, and all you're seeing is a small portion that is actually registered of his income.
Yeah, that's
because I've heard that argument before. I've heard there's like at least a dozen people in the oil fucking countries that are 10 times richer than what we think is the richest person.
Yeah, they're oil, and they're not a democratic capitalist economy, so the money is funneled and they're heavily taxed, and like really all they do is spend it on art and gold effing thrones and toilets, and so like if you were to really be able to
calculate all their assets and everything, and their fucking 5,000 Lamborghinis filling a warehouse
all
and
that,
shit.
Fucking dumb. And the businesses that they don't even want to claim to own, but they still get money from.
So yeah, there's probably definitely some more wealthy people out there, but as far as we know, this Jeff Bezos guy is apparently the richest guy ever.
105 billion officially.
Yeah, he's already made $6 billion in the first 6 days of this year. They said of that 105 billion. The dude is on the rise in a major way.
Yeah, and Amazon tried to squash these rumors immediately, and so did the people from Target. But one of the most well-known economic predictors, he's been right about quite a few things, but wrong about a couple of high-profile stuff as well. He predicts mergers and shit like that, and significant trends and pops and whatever and bubbles. But he predicted that Amazon's going to acquire Target.
I've heard this.
2018.
I heard that.
And and then I just heard not that long ago that Target just said, I think today now or yesterday, that they're kind of alluded to that their shareholders have things to be excited about in 2018. You know?
Yeah, they're getting in cahoots with a fucking triple-digit billionaire.
Well, if you get on their radar, they're gonna get you. And it's not if, it's when. If Amazon starts wanting you, it's just a matter of them pushing you out of the business.
Yeah. They'll throw a dollar amount at you that you can't say no to.
Yeah, you might as well just take it, because if you don't, you're competing with them and you're on their shit list and you're fucked.
I heard a few weeks ago, I think it fizzled out, they were talking about Apple acquiring Netflix. Did you hear anything about that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. The telecommunications networks are acquiring. Well, no, so like T-Mobile, you get free Hulu now. Verizon, you get, I think, free Netflix and free NFL Mobile or something, whatever, I forget. And
is that just something new that's happening now with the fucking net neutrality
it's just
pullbacks?
I don't know. And actually, I don't think that that's official yet, because I just saw today that they're still voting on net neutrality.
Yeah.
Or the Democrats are trying to force.
I know as soon as that thing was passed, people jumped into action and trying to fucking put forth counter bills. To make sure that it doesn't stick.
Hopefully.
The best arguments that I've heard of why it's really bad is for people who have like limited market availability. Like if you can only choose from 2 internet companies and they're controlling your bandwidth, your speed, the price.
It's not even just that, man. It's not even the price and the bandwidth.
Then they can control where you can go.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and now Amazon and Walmart are buying up fields and fields of servers all over of the country. I'm talking like cities of servers, because that's what the internet functions on. So they're buying the infrastructure of the fucking internet. And once now that in combination with this law, if you're on such and such internet and it's owned by Walmart, you cannot even get to an Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucked up.
And so if you want the Amazon internet or you want the Walmart internet, they can charge you whatever the fuck they want, because that's the only way you can get access to their shit.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll charge you more. I think they'll reward you for choosing them, because now
try to give you the better deal.
You're committed to them.
Yeah, makes
sense.
sense.
It's like a membership, damn near.
Makes sense.
And then think of all the other shit. Now Amazon, not even just their own products, but now everybody's sucking Amazon's and Walmart's dicks to try to get on their internet network.
Yeah.
Man, that's why I'm saying, like, they're gonna just keep making
They've
so
already
much
put
more money.
They've already put out all the mom and pop shops out of business, all the small supermarkets where you get your fresh veggies. Now they're gonna put all the fucking internet fucking businesses out of business.
Right? God damn.
Taking over the digital world, man, not just the physical world.
They're so smart.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, you got any hot nieces that like bad boys, mohawks and beards and tattoos? Find me on Facebook.
Yeah, that dude figured it out, man.
So, just a little Brandon here real quick. You guys probably know by now, unless you just clicked the link, but we do have a website. It's milehighpodcast.com. And we're some do-it-yourselfers, so we're trying to just design this thing on our own. It's semi-functional right now. You won't have too hard of a time finding what you want to find on there, but pretty soon here, hopefully even in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be growing, looking a little bit better, functioning a little bit better. But milehighpodcast.com, tell your friends. Right now we don't have any way, I don't think, maybe there's a way on the website, but yeah, I think there probably is a place on the .com where you can contact us and send us messages or requests for us to talk about something in particular. If you just want to hear us be dumb and talk about your favorite subject, then send that in and we'll do that. Or if you got some good suggestions of dispensaries out in Colorado, or you want your favorite kind of weed shouted out. Maybe you're growing some shit in your closet somewhere, and you're like, nobody knows about the cool air cuckoo, and you want us to shout your shit out. We'll do that.
Dude, speaking of dispensaries in Colorado, I wasn't even thinking about this news story, but while you were gone, one of the big dispensaries up here, Sweet Leaf. I don't remember how many of their locations, but pretty much all their locations in the Denver area got shut down. They went and arrested, I think, 13 bud tenders.
Wow.
Apparently, they were just like giving people way more weed than they were supposed to be.
Oh wow.
And they were like knowingly fucking breaking the law. And it's the first time I've ever heard of bud tenders getting arrested. That was pretty crazy, man. They swept them all up. And then I also know somebody who actually worked for one of them is friends with one of Jeff's like neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about like when they went into work, like the store was all emptied out and like crazy shit. Like people, the owners of the company came in and did a grab and dash on their own product and shit because they knew what was about to happen. And then all the employees that worked for them, they had Christmas bonuses that came, and they were supposed to come into their bank account, and then like the very next day, they got taken back out.
No.
They took back all their Christmas bonuses because like they knew they were about to lose all this money. They were shit getting shut down.
Well, they would get seized anyway, though. That money would get seized by the bar.
Well, see, but the thing is, with all the marijuana businesses up here, all their money is done in cash. So there's nothing inside of a bank. So for them to seize money, they actually have to come in and get the actual physical cash. And it's a lot. So what dispensaries do up here is they sell a lot of their weed out of the back door, all their extra fucking surplus. So they have way more cash than you would ever think on record. So they snatch up all that cash and they can hide a lot of it. That's what I imagine probably happened.
Oh, that people got money buried all over the fucking mountains.
Oh yeah.
Sure of that.
It was a crazy fucking story though. It was one of the bigger fucking dispensary shutdowns and sweeps that I've seen.
When was this?
Like the whole time I've been up here. It was probably about a month ago. Yeah, it was Sweet Leaf. Look at that news story.
Well, hopefully that fucking pussy Jeff Sessions doesn't have that shit happening on the regular, because that's what
I think he just fucking signed his own death warrant with that shit he's doing right now, man.
He might have. Trying
to roll back the Obama protections against all the fucking cannabis states. As soon as he fucking put that shit through, the next day there was like half a dozen of the major, like Cory Gardner was one of them, and a few other major politicians that are for the marijuana movement. They started drawing up new bills the next day. Like they're fighting this shit back hard. I don't have that news story up either, but I remember reading about it. But I think there was a 3% increase in marijuana approval rating across the nation the day after, like that bill went through. The next day, people heard about it, and then the next day they took a poll, and the approval was 3% higher than what they heard before. Like people are just disgusted by this fucking guy, man.
Yeah, he's a
fucking relic that needs to go away.
He represents all the old shit.
Yeah. So he might have fucking kicked the hornet's nest, man. Hopefully this might be the final straw to get his ass out of office.
So we keep hoping about a lot of these fucking monkeys in office right now. Well, anyway, so another super controversial topic. Let's not get too far into it, but I just want to say H&M, you guys are fucking idiots for that shirt for that advertisement you put out. Do you hear about this?
The shit where they put the fucking black kid.
The black kid, like you said,
something about a monkey.
I'm the coolest monkey in the jungle.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
I heard about
H&M?
this. I didn't look
fucking
into it too
idiots.
hard, but yeah.
And they said something between 16 and 20 people signed off on that ad for it to go to market like that.
Yeah, I think the little bit that I heard about it, where does it came out of some foreign country, and that's the excuse they're trying to make out of it.
They just didn't get the cultural context.
Yeah, that's what I heard there.
That's not an excuse. That's bullshit.
Where did that even? Do you know where it came from? What country it was?
H&M is American.
It's an American country.
Yeah, we got a H&M right at the uptown at Kelvin Square in Uptown.
I thought I heard something about like this particular piece of advertising came from like somewhere else or something.
I didn't hear that much about it, but there's no excuse for that.
Yeah, I didn't look to it anyways.
But
it's a little bit of common sense.
If you're gonna advertise it in America, you still have to have somebody. They have enough money to have somebody in place to make sure that things are culturally respectful. Like we don't just blast China with. You'd be dumb to be a corporation and blast China with American-style advertisements.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of a filter.
It's like a translation, basically. Yeah, a filter. Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm sure there's shit in Japan that we would put out that could offend people and we wouldn't even understand it.
All day. I'm sure, like once you get high up in marketing and advertising in college, I'm sure you have sensitivity training and shit. But anyway, so here's another kind of thing that relates to that a little bit, and back to the internet, just the way things are functioning on the internet is Apple just announced that they're, I think they might have got the Chinese government to already agree to it, or they're pressuring them to take on all of the Chinese Apple customers' iCloud storage. Like, take on your own burden of storage. Like, they can still be on our network, blah, 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 but it's costing us too much.
Right.
Now, they're the richest fucking company in the world, and they're always trying to find ways to save money. They're fucking with people, slowing down their batteries and making their phones seem obsolete before they are. And now, what people are really worked up about this particular move, besides it just seems greedy kind of to me, is that it opens up the possibility of data being shared, or like China maybe accidentally having access to every single American customer's data. Or, I mean, I wonder if the Chinese haven't suspected that, well, now iCloud would have, or Apple would have access. Well, they've already had access, so they have nothing to lose. They're not giving anything up. China's not giving anything up. They're taking on the burden of whatever that costs to house all that information. I can't, for a country that size, it's probably not too bad, but at least they'll get to mine their own. I'm sure they'll mine their own countries, their own population's data at that point. They'd be a fool not to.
Well, everybody assumes in the United States that somebody's monitoring everything that we do. So yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't do it.
No, when I say mining, I mean like for consumer information and trends and like all the shit that like a cookie basically to find out your habits, more so than spying, you know. But I still think, you know, and especially over there, in a communist environment, which they still admittedly are, like they would probably be with a fine-tooth comb going through that.
Well, they're already one step into the easier direction of being able to control everything you see anyways.
Yeah.
Then you add that one more little snippet into it, and then they're controlling everything you see.
Man, they would be. I hope their population better be going nuts over this idea, like in a bad, like not having it or something. Like
I hadn't even heard about that.
This was just today on Facebook. I saw it. So some other controversial shit is, you know, they opened up pretty much all of American water to drilling in the last week or so. Trump signed a big old bill or executive order to allow
like drilling into bodies of water,
oil drilling and exploration in places that had been shut down for years and years now, in the Pacific and in Florida, off the coast of Florida and all that stuff. Well, then today they said that they're maybe not going to let them do it off the coast of Florida now. After all, it got blocked, but he just, you know, he basically got rid of the whole Environmental Protection Agency and like cut off almost all their funding, put somebody who was an outspoken opponent of the EPA, made him the head of it, and then now is doing shit like this, you know, and was selling off wants to sell off a bunch of the land that was made protected land that was taken away Like when they made a bunch of the national parks, they took it away from just regular federal use land and made it protected
don't
land.
start fucking with the national parks, man. He's gonna get the hunters on his ass.
Well, that's what he's doing, man. He's already trying to like basically regain ownership, federal ownership of that protected land, so that they can sell it.
Yeah, that's no good, man.
He's a fucking dink. I mean, he wants to sell it to oil explorers, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably like one of the most disturbing things that he's been doing is all the fucking environmental regulation rollbacks.
Yeah, because some of that stuff can't be reversed. I mean, it takes years and years. For every 2 years you go one direction, it takes 4 years to go back the other way. Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe climate change isn't real. Fuck yeah, whatever. But so you know that movie All the Money in the World with Mark Wahlberg?
I don't think so. What? Maybe. Is it still in theaters?
Yeah, I just saw it like a few days ago. Well, Kevin Spacey was in it. So anyway, it's about it might be a true story, but it's about...
Wasn't it? They snipped out Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Oh, they said get your dick grabbing ass out of here.
Yep. They put Christopher Plummer. I don't know if you know who that is. He's an old... You'd recognize him. He's been in a ton of shit. He's always like the old rich white guy with just no morals, pretty much, or just no compassion for any empathy for anything, just money.
Okay.
And so he wouldn't even pay the ransom. Spoiler: wouldn't even pay the ransom for to get his own grandkid back.
Oh, I think I did see a preview for that.
Yeah, and I forget the name of the family, but this is a true story. Well, anyway, when they invited Christopher Plummer back to reshoot, they of course had to reshoot some of Wahlberg's scenes and some of Michelle Williams' scenes. That was the co-actress, the co-star in it.
Okay.
And so this is what's fucked up about this. I mean, besides just taking a shot at Kevin Spacey, which I was happy to do, Wahlberg got paid $1.5 million for his reshoot of it. That girl, she got paid $1,000.
Whoa.
That's messed up.
That's real messed up.
Oh man.
Granted, I've never heard of her. I definitely know who Mark Wahlberg is, but still.
Yeah. But that's a bit of a disparity. I mean, that's basically like saying, look, we can't get away with not paying you anything, but we're basically not paying you anything.
That sounds like they had to take all of her money and give it to Mark Wahlberg, too, just to make sure he came back and did it. It's like, I'll fucking tell you right now, I'm not doing it for less than 1.5.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, if the director is going to cut Kevin Spacey, then, I mean, I guess who knows how that shit works. So on some other kind of crazy shit here, I just rambling off topic. Stop me if you got some. But I found this pretty interesting. But I'm sure everybody remembers that Malaysian flight 370 that disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, the country just scraped together $70 million, and they're paying the U.S. scout team or Navy or sub-team, whatever it is. I don't know exactly what entity. They have 90 days to find it, and it's a guarantee. So if they don't find it, they don't pay. That's a big contract.
So that's putting some serious effort into it now. They said they were looking before, but now it's like you don't get paid if you don't find that shit.
I don't think they have the technological capabilities that we have to find things like that.
I think that fucking thing got swallowed by the deepest parts of the ocean we ain't never been into.
Yeah.
Either that or aliens. One or the other.
I mean, it's hard to say, man. The person, it's what makes it so much different about it, like almost any other flight crash like that, was that it was done out of intent, and it was taken off the grid, off the radar, or the black box and all that shit or whatever,
yeah.
And so, who knows, maybe that thing landed somewhere or some shit.
And it's all been hidden.
Yeah.
That would make sense of why they've never found a fucking single piece of wreckage or anything. They've still never found a single piece of wreckage from that thing, right?
Yeah.
They don't even know where the fuck to look exactly.
No, a bunch of times they thought they did, and then they were like, oh no, that's not it.
Yeah.
So good luck on that, America. Get that money. Kodak doubles after announcing that they're gonna have a heavy involvement in the blockchain industry.
Yeah, you were mentioning this shit the other night.
Yeah, and so I guess every company's gotta reinvent themselves. And Kodak, like, nobody buys cameras anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody buys film anymore. Nobody develops film anymore. So they kind of got...
That was my thought when you first told me something about Kodak. I was like, hold on, that's still a thing?
Yeah, right?
People still buy cameras with film and shit?
Exactly. So they got phased out, and I think they tried to get into the movie business or something. And I had a Kodak TV that had a DVD player, and it was a decent TV. No, that was a Polaroid actually, but presumably, you know, if Polaroid was doing that. So who knows what they got up their sleeve? But in a very related conversation, is I have a super good friend who I've known since 10th grade. That went to Oxford University. That's like the Harvard of fucking England, right? And he got his MBA at fucking Oxford. And guess who he went to school with? The fucking Winklevoss twins. You know who they are? That's who Zuckerberg stole Facebook from.
Okay.
And he actually knows them, right?
Huh.
Yeah. And I hadn't talked to my boy for a good long while, but he was back here in the States for Christmas to see his family. My buddy works way up in Walmart. Like, Walmart made him go to fucking London. Like he wanted to go to Brazil. That was his dream job from the beginning, was to work for Walmart down in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been working for 10 years, and he went from like Alabama to LA. Like for a couple years, if you had a coconut or a pineapple or a cantaloupe on the West Coast, he ordered it for you. For real, that's what he did.
Right.
He was in a suit and tie. But I'm saying he ordered mass amounts of produce. So like, this dude knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
This is all coming back to blockchain and Bitcoin. Well, the Winklevosses convinced him to buy into Bitcoin in 2011. And so he just told me he's sitting on a fucking king's ransom.
Oh yeah. If you're one of the fucking first people who bought stock in that fucking shit.
Yeah, well that's obvious, right? Well, and you had it right now, like that's obvious. That's the obvious part. But so I asked him, I was like, well, how long are you gonna hold on to it? What are they saying about the future of it? And I'm not telling you, motherfuckers. And that's the end of this segment. So fuck you. That's classified information. That was my cliffhanger. I'm trying to get better at those. Bum, bum, bum. Maybe I'll tell you next episode. I'm an asshole. My buddy, if he's listening to this, he's gonna be laughing his fucking ass off because he was probably like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Giving out information, man? Yeah. Shut the fuck up."
What are you doing, a fucking insider trader show?
Shit. So one of the only video that I have so far for this week, which we'll try to find something else, is our animal story of the week, which we try to do the animal attacks thing, but I don't have one of those, unfortunately. This one's kind of more of an animal survival thing. It's pretty cool. There's some alligators that are in a frozen pond.
Ah, yeah, I heard about this.
I think in Carolina maybe or some shit, I forget where it was.
Yeah.
And just their little fucking snouts are sticking out of these tiny little holes in the ice, and they're just sitting there breathing. It's crazy, man. These motherfuckers just won't go away. Like, they'll be here forever and ever and ever until the world blows up.
What's crazy is the fucking weather, man. It's fucking warm in places it shouldn't be, like Colorado, and that's just a mild version. Okay. And then it's freezing in places where it's supposed to be hot.
So I welcome anybody to tell me that they've honestly walked out on some ice to grab their frisbee or their disc while they're disc golfing.
In 60-degree weather.
I did that yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, it was 60 degrees out, and I walked out on the ice to grab my disc. It's weird.
Yeah, it don't happen very often.
Shit's fucked up, but climate change isn't real. So we have, let's talk about some NBA. There's this team called the Minnesota Timberwolves that a lot of people never heard about. And I'm cool on that, thanks. So where are we at on time? We might need to roll another joint or something. We're at about 35 minutes. I'm cool for now. Well, yeah, so these Timberwolves, these kids are playing their fucking ass off right now. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. I think they won like 9 of their last 13 games or something like that. They beat the shit out of the Cleveland Cavs the other night. They're playing.
Did the Cavs just get homeboy Isaiah Thomas and make his start?
Yeah, but he got fouled. You didn't see what happened? Oh my God! We'll put that video up too. I don't know if you have a pen. You can help me remember. But when I edit this, I'll remember that and then I'll chop that up. But yeah, so check out that video of Isaiah Thomas Jr.'s little punk ass. He straight up threw a punch at the chin. There's no other explanation for it. Even Scottie Pippen was saying that shit on there. Dude shook him. And when basically in trying to recover, he almost just straight uppercutted him.
Yeah.
And the ball was in the vicinity, but it wasn't like he almost turned his head and just like.
Was this in the Timberwolves game you're talking about?
Yes.
Really?
Watch it. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
And so he didn't get suspended or nothing?
He got kicked out of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I don't even know.
That's supposed to be an automatic out if you throw a closed fist.
Oh yeah, and that was the argument. He wasn't even arguing.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
He's
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'm gonna sock this dude. Who was he trying to punch?
Might have been Big Cat or something. I don't know. Maybe you can pull it up here while I'm doing the. Just do Isaiah Thomas punches Timberwolves. But yeah, so Timberwolves are making a nice little run here. If the NBA playoffs start today, the Timberwolves would have home court advantage, and I don't know if I've ever said that with a straight face before. But we're only about halfway through the season. And I guess maybe I sound kind of negative the way I'm talking right now. We're 42 games through the season, so we're just one game over halfway through the season.
Oh, it was Wiggins, dude.
Punch Wiggins?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it. They're saying clothesline, dude, basically.
Push play. Yeah, I mean, there's been other clotheslines before, but watch this one. Yeah, so I don't even know. I haven't had a chance.
I can see it though, right here. I can see his wrist like right up underneath his mouth.
Yeah, if you watch how he lines it up, is what it makes it look like. It's just a punch.
Well, I mean, they obviously knew it was intentional and tossed his ass out. So
yeah, just the way he walked off the court too was like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. We'll come back to that here in a second, but NFL playoffs. Bum, bum, bum. Ba, 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 da, da.
What? So what time is Minnesota play? Early or late on Sunday?
We got the fourth game out of 4, homeboy.
Right.
Late game on Sunday.
Grand finale.
Yeah. So let's start with the Falcons. We'll write down our picks here. What do you think on that game? Just with no line.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't really know what to make of Philly. You know what the weather's going to be like?
I can tell you that in just a second. Okay, so
if it's going to be below 25, I'm taking Philly. If it's above, I'm taking Atlanta.
Damn, I forgot they said they were saying that this is a rarity that the number 1 seed is the underdog.
Really?
They're +3, and normally the home team gets 3 just for being at home. So they should be like -6 or 7 or something, and they're +3.
Huh.
Interesting.
If I knew what the temperature was going to be, I would for sure say Philly if it's below 25 degrees, Atlanta if it's warmer. But without knowing, I'm going to fucking go out on a limb and say Philly pulls it out.
I'm gonna tell you their weather right now.
I think Atlanta's finally going to hit the Super Bowl loser curse.
That's on Saturday. It's gonna be nice out. It's gonna be 52 and like pretty nice.
I'm changing my pick, Atlanta.
Okay, I'm taking Atlanta too.
If it was cold and Atlanta was going to have problems throwing the ball,
Yeah.
that would maybe give Philly a bump in my mind. But
I'm even taking Atlanta with the spread, which is -3.
their offense did not look great without Carson Wentz.
Yep, they're done, and Minnesota will be happy to beat Atlanta again after we beat New Orleans again. Come and get it, motherfuckers. I ain't trying to be too cocky, but I believe in my team, and they're the best team left in the NFC. Take that.
I think as soon as Wentz went down, Minnesota was definitely by far the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, they're just more well-rounded. And Atlanta can pop up and have really good games, and New Orleans can put a bunch of points up. But we got crazy pass rush. Our defensive backfield is healthy. With Xavier Rhodes and Harrison Smith, we got the best defensive backfield still, and we're a little bit missing at linebacker. We only got Anthony Barr, really, who the thing that he ends up doing that pisses me off is he gets personal fouls like at the wrong times of games. He's done it 3 or 4 times already this year. It's like, really, again? Are you fucking kidding me? But he's the guy who put Aaron Rodgers out. Not on purpose. I really don't think he did. Anybody who thinks that was on purpose to try to hurt him, I mean, was it out of the pocket hit because he got a personal foul on that one? Perhaps, but he didn't try to fucking hurt him or anything like that.
Oh man, dude! If Atlanta takes out Philly, then Minnesota gets home field throughout, including the Super Bowl.
Yeah, baby. That's why that's huge. Doesn't matter
super huge.
how good your team is. You can't buy that. It's huge. I'm gonna be there for. I'll be in the parking lot for the Super Bowl if it happens. Well, either way, I'll be there for the Super Bowl, even if the Vikings aren't in it.
It's gonna be one hell of an environment, man. They make it to the Super Bowl in their own stadium.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Even this weekend's gonna be nuts, I'm sure. Just people buzzing off the possibility of that.
Yeah.
And this will be our first playoff game. I shouldn't say ours. It's their first playoff game in the new stadium.
Or maybe it'll be like, maybe it's gonna turn into like the closer it gets to the game, like this pitcher throwing a no-hitter 7 innings in. We don't talk about what could happen in the Super Bowl at this point, right? You just gotta focus on the game.
That's the right thing to do, honestly, from a coaching perspective. But
I'm saying even like Minnesota newspapers,
they'll start there, and then after the win tomorrow, when people are drunk, you'll hear Super Bowl 5 times every sentence, lad.
Yeah. For sure.
It's going down. It's going down. Well, that's about all I got for today as far as my notes.
We just picked that one game?
Oh, yeah, duh. Let's see here. That's some good weed, I'll say that. Dude, I'm done.
Well, that's about all we got.
Alright.
We're picking this one game that I hope the team wins so that Minnesota gets home field all the way out. The rest of that shit, I don't care.
You got me sidetracked talking about the Vikings. And I was like, alright, that's all that's important to me. We'll see you later. Alright, Titans and the Patriots.
Patriots, that's an easy one.
You got to bet $1,000 to win $100 on the Patriots.
I wouldn't be betting on them odds, but if we're just picking winners.
Man, you know what? If I had $100,000, I would. I mean, no wait. If I had $10 million, I would bet $100,000 on it.
Oh yeah, that's only like betting a fucking 100 to an average guy.
Yeah, because the likelihood of them losing is absurd unless Tom Brady gets hurt in the first fucking quarter. If he gets hurt in the third quarter, I bet you they still win that game.
You surprise me. Do they even have a backup quarterback? What, is fucking Julian Edelman going to throw the ball?
I'm sure they got somebody. They're not going to get caught with their pants down like that. But it ain't Jimmy anymore.
Yeah. Or fucking Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
That's his name? That's his name. The dude who went to the Colts.
Oh, and Ryan Mallett's their other one.
So that's their new backup they bring in after they got rid of their two fucking...
Mallett's been there for a while. He was third string for a while.
Dude, they got rid of their two thoroughbreds that they've been training for years now. That's going to come back to bite them, I think. It's hard to find good quarterbacks in the draft, and they do a good job of picking them out and training them.
Jacksonville and the Steelers. Okay, so wait a minute. New England's minus 14, by the way. If you want even money on them, you could bet that they'll win by 14.
I think the weather could play a part, too, in whether they cover the spread in that New England game.
So Philly will be basically New England's weather. I'm guessing New England will be pretty close to that the same day, right? Yeah, that same day. Look that up real quick. Ooh, they got 53 and a little bit of rain maybe on Saturday.
They'll probably still cover it. If I was a betting man, I would probably just stay away from that game because it's such an enormous spread. But crazy would be if Marcus Mariota fucking lights a fire in that team's ass and takes out New England.
I'm cheering for Tennessee like a motherfucker. I'm cheering for Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's one less team. Knock them off.
Get rid of those fucking proven veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Man. Get some young meat in there.
Get them iffy. Get Blake Bortles in there. Come on over, Blake Bortles. We'd like to see you in the Super Bowl, baby.
I have very little faith in
You can stay at my place, Blake, for free.
Yeah, Blake Bortles. I still think if they get into a situation where he's going to have to win them a game, it ain't going to happen.
He sucks.
But their fucking defense is stout.
Yeah.
They gave Buffalo 3 points last week.
Yep, but Buffalo ain't too big of a shit, and the weather. Well, actually, the weather was good. They were in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only other defense that's on the fucking map with Minnesota right now, and they're definitely right there. They're even better in some categories, but I think Minnesota and them are neck and neck for points allowed per game, in the 16 per game, 16.2, 16.8 for each shit. That's remarkable. All right, third game, Jacksonville Jaguars versus Steelers. This one is Pittsburgh's minus 7.5. Sounds about right. I mean, Jacksonville beat Pittsburgh in week 5, and then Pittsburgh proceeded to go like 10-1 for the next.
I'll take Pittsburgh. I'll take Pittsburgh even to cover.
You think so? Okay.
I think Jacksonville will get exposed this week.
So you're saying Atlanta to cover with that 3 as well, right? Minus 3.
Yeah.
Okay, but not the Patriots cover. The 14.
Yeah, just the Patriots to win.
Yeah, I'm not.
Fuck that spread.
I'm saying the same thing. It's hard to, especially in a winter game, and if there's any kind of precipitation, shit could get weird. All right, so last one, Saints at Vikings, and I won't get argumentative with you if you pick the Saints. Don't worry.
No, Vikings is the winner easy. What are they saying?
It's only -4. They're saying.
Oh yeah, I think Vikings to cover.
Me too.
I think it'll be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a total shutdown where Minnesota's just going to shut them down. I think Breeze is going to score. I think Minnesota's going to have to score too, but I think they will. I can see it being like upper 20s maybe.
Okay, well, we have all the same fucking picks, so we got to do a tiebreaker. What's your score prediction?
For Minnesota and New Orleans?
Do you want me to go first because you've been going first for the other picks?
Sure.
All right, let me think here. I don't think too highly of New Orleans' defense. Minnesota's healthy as hell on all sides of the ball. I said Minnesota puts up 27 or 30 points. I'm saying something like maybe 30 to 24, something like that.
I would say a little bit lower. I'll say 27-21.
Yeah.
That you said the spread's 4?
Yep.
Yeah, they would still cover then.
So we're both at 6 points spread there. Just extra field goal for each team I went for. Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if it comes on to the last damn drive, and I hope it doesn't. Well, I'm not so scared of Drew Brees in general for the whole game. I think we can get after him to the point where I think it wouldn't surprise me if we can get after him to the point where his last drive doesn't matter. Or where he needs 2 drives. And he might even get that last drive where he's looking like, holy shit, here's Drew Brees, but you're gonna need to get an onside kick and do it again type thing maybe.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to put him in a situation where he just needs one score or a field goal to win the game.
Yeah. But I could see it getting a little anxious still towards the end if we get after him early where we can get like a 2-score lead, like a 10-point lead or something. Nonetheless, I think our defense is up for a challenge against a Drew Brees game-winning drive. And he's done it probably, more times than anybody else? Or Favre and Peyton's up there, too.
Right there.
And Tom Brady's up there, too, and Aaron Rodgers is probably up there, too, now. And the 20, 30, 40 times they've done this or something. But Vikings are ready to kick some dick in. You don't live in Minnesota, so you don't feel the revenge factor as deep as... We should have a Super Bowl. The Vikings should have a Super Bowl title.
Yeah, how's that?
The New Orleans Bounty Gate shit, where that coach is documented. He got suspended. He got kicked out of the league for paying his players to try to trade.
For taking people out.
Brett Favre out, particularly.
Well, was that the year Minnesota had him?
Yeah, and we ended up should have won in that game, and we take responsibility for this fully. The last play of the game, we had 12 guys on the field, and we got pushed out of field goal range, basically, and missed the field goal to win. But he was getting his ass raped the whole damn game, just getting late hit after late hit. Look it up. Personal foul after personal foul, just getting dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just a shitty fucking dirtbag tactic, you know.
So they're going to be going hard in New Orleans this week for a little bit of revenge.
Well, I bet you Anthony Barr gets him a couple personal fouls. You might get kicked out of the damn game. He's a nut.
Maybe get 1 or 2, but get them early. Don't get them late when they're going to be really...
Like it really matters. Yeah, I agree.
Get them early instead of make a statement.
Right. Exactly that. Well, and then they went on to beat the shit out of the Colts, which and I'm not going to act like I know X's and O's too well, but the Vikings were a formidable opponent that year with Brett Favre. They were rolling. They were scoring crazy points. And they would have beat, the same way New Orleans beat Indy, Minnesota would have beat Indy. I'm sure of that. I mean, that's just my opinion, but it's a strong one. Anyway, we're coming for it. This is our motherfucking year. And at our own stadium, suck a dick, all you haters.
Purple Super Bowl.
PurpleSuperBowl.com. Yeah, that's another website that we're trying to get up. I mean, it's up and going. I'm going to be developing that a little bit more this week too. But if you are a Vikings fan, go to Purple Super Bowl and talk some shit. If you ain't a Vikings fan, go there, talk some shit. 'Cause I don't think I even know how to block people on there yet. So just go ahead, run your mouth, run your dumb packer mouth out there if you want. I'm just kidding. I love the girls from Wisconsin, just not the guys. Alright. That was a joke too. I got a few friends from Wisconsin. My buddy Darren, what's up?
So that's it for football?
I think that's all I got. Unless you got something, you got something on the screen over there?
I got a dumb smuggler for us.
All right.
I got a few of them saved up, but we'll release them slowly here.
All right, cool.
Over the whole month, there's about a new one every day. So this one is couple tries to swap bags of weed for a sheriff's SUV.
Oh wow.
This is a fucking real story. Colorado Springs, Colorado. So it says a Colorado man landed in jail after offering to trade illegal homegrown marijuana for an SUV listed on Craigslist. The vehicle happened to be owned by a sheriff.
Wow.
So the sheriff says, I was really surprised and thought at first maybe this is a joke. So the guy sends the dude pictures of the weed, had text and shit or whatever, so they ended up meeting up. I don't even know exactly what all ended up happening. This is just one that I saved. I never read through it.
Wow.
It says 41-year-old woman arrived for the swap and was arrested.
Getting a little too comfortable out there, Colorado.
Right? Trying to trade weed for a car on Craigslist.
Yeah, I mean, we're not there yet. You know, there is such a thing as Bitcoin. You could probably figure out a way to buy some Bitcoins with some weed, or sell some Bitcoins with sell some weed and get some Bitcoins, and then go buy your SUV. You didn't hear that from me, but that's what the dark web's about, right?
Yeah. It's just bizarre to me, man, how some people's minds will go, how does that scenario even sound good to you? Well, I got a whole bunch of weed and I need a car really bad. Fuck, let's see what I can make work on Craigslist.
Is it that hard to sell weed around here? What the hell? I
guess so. I mean, I don't know, apparently.
Why wouldn't you just go sell it and go get
Well, you can go to the dispensaries and get it legal, I guess, but then why the fuck are you growing more weed than you need to smoke? Like,
yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing. I guess that's how you get yourself into situations like that.
Yeah, it's when your feet move faster than your brain, I guess.
Yeah. People trying a little bit of everything out here in Colorado.
Yep, it's the land of dreams. It's the land of opportunity right now. Come on out.
You gotta take advantage of the right ones, not the dumb ones.
Come rushing out here with no plan. We'll see you living under a bridge. Tent City over by a 2nd Abilene, 225 there. Make you reconsider your rush to get out here if you don't got something to do.
Yeah. It's a fucking common story too, man. One of them shows I was watching on Viceland. I think you were actually here when you were watching it. It was a dude and his girlfriend
saw that.
With like a damn near newborn baby with nothing in their pocket.
Yep.
Would just dropped everything to come to Colorado and like be able to smoke weed. They didn't even have like medical conditions or anything. They just wanted to be able to smoke weed.
That guy was a fool though. I'm sure he'll never hear this, and hopefully not, because he'd be too dumb to find me anyway. But he would be really offended by what I'm about to say. Is that dude's gonna be a loser wherever the hell he lands?
Yeah.
I mean, just to take a baby and your girl on the road with no goddamn money like that across the country, have no plan, and like your dream is, you speak all whimsically looking at the camera like, my dream is to work in the weed industry, and it's like,
he's never even had a job.
Yeah, like didn't you Google search anything, call somebody, like set up any kind of interviews, Craigslist search?
He just walked into a dispensary wearing a fucking wife beater and was like, hey, can I work here?
Like,
and they were like, well, the lady was actually really nice to him and like kind of broke it all down to him, but you could tell he had no idea what the fuck was going on.
I think that was because the producer of the show probably talked to that bud tender beforehand and
was like, hey, we got this guy.
Yeah.
He's coming in, just humor us.
Yeah, just talk real slow around him.
Yeah, that dude, he's a prime example for controlled fucking birthing. I guess it's the best way to say it. You know what I mean? Like, that dude is too stupid. He should not be able to have kids.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
He doesn't even know how to function in the world.
I mean, even if we want to kind of meet in the middle and be halfway cool, like halfway tolerant society, okay, you had one kid, that's enough.
Yeah, right? You lost your fucking privilege, man.
That's plenty for you.
Yeah.
Shit, the smarter and richer you are, the more kids you can have, and you can make a whole like utopian futuristic kind of movie about that.
Where your whole fucking family line just takes over the world.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they did? Fucking Europe with the kings and queens and shit. Right? Like their fucking bloodline just decided way back in the day we're gonna rule the world, and the only other people who get some of it have to marry into it.
Well, Genghis Khan is who did that.
Well, yeah, he's the fucking original one.
Yeah, because he's something like one out of every
has part of his DNA in him.
Yeah, it's some really ridiculous.
Genghis Khan fucked the world, the whole world.
Went all the way around, just 10 pussies a night.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've heard they just found something else too, like that a lot more people have lineage from like the Asian continent than like everybody assumes that most people, all of our lineage is from Europe and Africa.
North Africa.
Yeah, and they're like starting to discover that like a lot of it has more fucking Asian traits and some shit like that.
I thought they said what do they call it? Something of humanity.
Cradle of life?
The cradle of life, yeah. Something like that. Cradle of civilization.
Yeah, there you go.
Was
well, that's Mesopotamia.
Yeah, Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
But that's still just outside of Northern Africa and the Middle East, basically.
But it's basically the same thing. Before we drew lines all over the continents,
exactly.
that was the same shit.
Right.
It was just the dry desert part of fucking Africa.
Not to mention, they actually moved in Pangea. They used to be all.
Yeah.
Probably not that much, 2,000 years.
Dude, speaking of the way the fucking Earth moves around, man, I was telling you about this. God, I don't want to call the dude out too hard because I guarantee there's people that probably know who this guy is. But this fucking Facebook thread that my boy started a few days ago, he took a shot at flat earthers. And there's fucking one guy who bit on it. And the last time I checked 2 days ago, this thing was at over fucking 200 comments.
Jesus.
Or 200. In 2 days, it was over 500 comments, is what I meant to say. It was the fucking most commented on post I've ever seen started, definitely by anybody that I know. Probably the biggest one that I've ever seen, period. And it was fucking crazy, man. Granted, he was the only dude arguing for flat Earth, and everybody else was just kind of, it was like 50% clowning him, 50% trying to like convince him that he was dumb. But it was fucking hilarious, man. And it eventually turned into just people posting memes, telling him to fuck off.
And then he threatened somebody?
Oh yeah, he started threatening people and shit, and like, I'll see you when I see you. And then my boy who posted the original post started it all. Yeah, well, I mean, this is from my hometown in Lincoln. Most of these people all know each other. And then, but then there is like random people that are just friends of Facebook, friends and friends and friends are all chiming in too. But like my boy who started it, he knows this flat Earth guy. So he was trying to kind of mediate and not let things get too out of hand, you know, like.
Yeah.
It got serious though, man. It blew my mind how fucking deep this guy's belief in this theory is. It is complete bullshit. Yeah. He was posting all these like
is that
science.
Religious based, or is that just a different understanding of science?
He thinks it's science, and he's posting all these videos and like supposed facts of reasons why the Earth isn't round and why it's flat. And when you actually start to look at it, it's all bullshit. It's like most of it can all be explained by gravity. Like 90% of their arguments, like the people who are real flat earthers and think they really are onto something, like genuinely believe it and think they have scientific proof, it can all be explained by gravity. Yeah, so what it is they don't buy into gravity. And if you don't buy into gravity, we can't even begin to have the conversation of why the Earth is round. Because that's why the Earth is round.
Yeah.
If you don't understand the way gravity affects space-time, then you're never going to understand why shit is round.
Right.
And then they try to apply like the laws of physics that exist within our atmosphere on a gravity-contained planet to the laws of physics out in space. And they're like, shit would never be like this in space, and gravity's bullshit because all these different random, you know, it's all bullshit. And they don't believe they don't believe like satellites have ever been lost into space. They think it's all bullshit. It's just ridiculous, man.
Well, that's only about the half craziest shit I seem to have heard in the last few days.
For anybody who's even possibly contemplating that the Earth might be flat, I'll make two simple statements to you. And if you can't explain this to me, then we're done talking. If the Earth is flat, why can't you see Mount Everest with a fucking telescope, okay? I imagine they're probably going to say telescopes are fake or some shit like that. But then the other one is, if the Earth is flat, why is it dark in some places and light in other places at the same time? which it is for a fact. You can call somebody on the other side of the Earth when it's dark, and they will tell you it's dark. If the Earth was flat, it would be light everywhere at the same time. That's just like the most simple, basic arguments I've ever heard.
It's probably about 100 more just like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Just plain common sense things, man.
Why doesn't the water spill off the edge?
Yeah. Well, they got an ice wall.
An ice wall?
Yeah, that's what they say, man. It's an ice wall that contains everything.
And that's the North and South Pole of the ice walls?
They think the poles are bullshit. It's something that's like created by the way the flat Earth thing is. I don't even know. It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
Migration patterns from animals?
I'm sure they would have a video that they'll post for you. They'll have a video though. You could YouTube it right now. If the Earth is flat, why do fucking animals have these certain migration patterns and shit like that? And they'll have some reason for it. There's like a YouTube video for every one of somebody trying to dupe somebody. Yeah.
Sounds entertaining. Somebody needs to make a legit movie like that clowns it. You know, like which is well done. It takes somebody who's a flat earther on like a what do they call that one? Was it not a Walter Mitty type of adventure? You know, with Ben Stiller, that movie just came out called Walter Mitty. I think that's an old movie redone or something. Well, he's this guy who's having like a midlife crisis and he just wants to go explore the world. He ends up on glaciers and jumping out of planes and all kinds of shit. Well, it could have that same kind of fun feel, kiddie feel, not kid feel, but like adventure feel. But just expose all the reasons why.
Yeah.
Like he finds out by his own eyes and his own tells him all this shit he's been reading on the internet is fucking stupid.
So he finally fucking has the realization.
Yeah. By the end of it.
That's the thing, man. It's hard to get people to that point because once you're bought into any idea and you're so invested in it, there's almost nothing anybody can tell you. There's no proof anybody can give you that's going to change your mind.
Not anymore.
Because you always have an excuse for it.
Well, now that we're all sitting here looking at these screens, not anymore. But that's what I'm saying, like, to illustrate how the experience of actually going out and fucking just using your effing brain.
Yeah. Instead of just listening to somebody on YouTube telling you something.
Right.
Yeah.
Because nobody does that shit anymore, and that's why we're all so confused, because we all just get our fucking information off these screens and we don't actually experience anything anymore.
Just because one guy says that something happened fucking 200 years ago, and then you're reading a new YouTube video, but that doesn't make it true. Just make it some guy's theory.
People want to believe things. It's weird. Like, and I don't. Similarly to religion, you know, people have wanted to believe in something for a long, long time. And now that religion is losing its ground in a lot of ways, in a lot of cultures and households, people still have that void that they want to believe in something.
Right. And they want to believe in something that they know is right and other people will question. They think it feels good to be right about something.
It makes them better, right? It separates them. It's an ego feed. The total fucking ego feed. Yeah. We don't got time now because we're already at 1:12, but a good topic would be how one of my good friends got sucked into a cult, basically based on an intellectual ego feed.
Yeah.
That was really scary, and he's never been the same ever since. But this polarization and the same way all these little political subcultures are being set up and the tea parties and all this stuff, they think it is intellectual elitism.
But really, they're just being taken for a ride.
Well, I think there's a few people who are actually at the heads of those movements who are using politicization for profit, and they got all these people following them, thinking that they're fighting for some.
Oh yeah, they're the puppet masters behind the scenes.
Yeah. But that's the same as a cult. You know, all the cults end up being garbage, all false information or just whatever, straight lies, run by a charlatan. You know, or a false prophet is the word I was looking for. That eventually gets found out, and it's funny, all these little parallels, you know. So, but I do, just my point of that was just I think that there's a void that people need to find something to fucking believe in, and so be careful what you're filling that void with out there, people. All right, well, I think that concludes episode 6 today. We're at about an hour and 15 minutes here, so thanks for listening. Actually, we'll be chopping out it's an hour 15, so who knows how long it'll be, but
it'll be just the right length for you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Mile High Podcast, episode 6, Sour Kush, part 2.
Keep listening out there.
Peace.